Moabites are the founders of the holy city of Mecca, number one.
Make it plain, bro.
You see what I'm saying? You gotta realize that's a ideal. And man's ideal is what? Is God. Right?
Yes, sir.
It's not false. Because whoever founded the holy city of Mecca, I'm pretty sure looked like you and me. I'm pretty sure they came out of those descendants of Cush. They came out of Africa, Amexa, the divine true name.
Right.
But what's wrong with you? Is the question. Moors don't want to be spiritual. They want to close themselves off. And that's wrong. You see what I'm saying? You can't close yourself off when your whole nature derives around a beating drum. You understand me?
That's right, bro.
All right.
You can't close yourself off when your whole nature is built upon dominance. Do you understand?
Teach, bro.
And just because you dominant doesn't mean you're an oppressive person. Realize this now. Right? Because after the divine origin of the Asiatic nations, it says the Turks are the true descendants of Hagar, who are the chief protectors of what? The Islamic creed of Mecca, beginning from Muhammad I, the founder of the United of Islam, by the command of the universal great God Allah. Now, it says next, the beginning of Christianity. And we know the foundation of Christianity began in Rome. So it started in Rome. I didn't say the teachings of Jesus were created in Rome.
All right.
Listen to me now.
Right.
I did, because Jesus went to India, Africa, and Europe. He studied to be a Buddhist. He studied to be a Muslim. He understood the teachings of the Egyptians, like Musa, Moses, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. All the great prophets. But the church was founded in Rome. What part of Rome? Am I talking about in Italy? No. It was found by the brother who I said earlier. Christianity had its who? Constantine. It was found in Constantinople. All right? It was founded by way of a Mediterranean, Turkish, Greco-Roman brotherhood. See, at that time, the people then were called Islam. The people at that time, they were still called what we know today as Asiatics, Moabites, Hamites, Canaanites. You know what I'm saying? If we spoke English, then they would have that. You know what I'm saying? But it's different because we don't speak that language. We speak English, but that's what they were known as for their tribes. So when Rome came in, they built a Colosseum right next to the temple. You know what a Colosseum is? We know that's the football game today. You see what I'm saying? We know that's the basketball players, hockey. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They came in the temple, just like the prophet said, where you learn algebra, chemistry, geometry, science, mathematics. They came right in and they put entertainment right next to education.
Wow.
Do you understand the game that they are doing?
Go to sleep.
So now they put you in church, right? And after you leave church, you come out of church and you go straight to the Coliseum on your box. Yeah, on your box. And you sitting on your couch and you want to watch a man run back and forth and hit each other. I did that as a child. And I didn't watch nobody. I got hit. So, now we understand that they used the old trickaroo. So a part of that trick was, we gonna make y'all stupid. So, the foundation of Christianity began in Rome. And no, I'm not speaking radical against any unorganized, organized groups, because somebody flagged my page earlier for all my posts I put up. Yeah, that's why I got quiet, because somebody they tried to, I logged out of Facebook, they said this is all bad and thing. All I said was something about Jesus started teaching at the age of 12 and they started I was like, wow, y'all really don't want y'all. Anyway, the Roman nations founded the first church of whom crucified And we know in the Moorish Science Temple of America, he wasn't truly crucified.
Islam.
But we talking about the nailing of the ideals.
That's right.
We talking about the destruction of the character.
All right.
We talking about the elimination of the reputation.
That's right.
We talking about
slander.
The lames who came at his fame. You see what I'm saying? A master never screens himself for the sake of reputation or fame.
Come on.
You see what I'm saying? These teachings, as Jesus said, as Islam is for the common people. There's no distinction between rich and poor here.
That's right.
But you better believe if you rich, I'm going to ask how rich you is.
All right.
And I'm going to ask why you rich.
All right.
And I'm going to want to know what you doing, Mr. Rich.
Okay.
And are you a rich L or are you a rich Bay?
Yeah.
Okay? Listen to what I'm saying now.
All right now. All right. Praise Allah.
Jesus himself
Rich
was
Bay,
of
brother.
the true blood of the ancient Canaanites and Moabites and the inhabitants of Africa. Do you understand me?
Islam.
I don't care if we Africa in the east or if we Africa in the west.
Teach it.
All right? I said Africa in the east or Africa in the west. Okay? Now let me explain. The European calls us Africans to try to divide us, right?
Okay.
That's why Noble Drew Ali, when he came, he said, all right, what is the descendant of the inhabitants of Africa? Those Moabites, those Hamites, those Canaanites,
Yes,
those
sir.
Hittites,
Make it plain.
all them ones.
Make it plain.
All the ones that came out, especially ye Asiatics down south
Islam.
in the Americas.
Yes, sir.
You them Canaanites, you them Moabites.
That's right.
And you was way over here before they even came. But when they seen you, what did they call you when they found you over here? African. So come on, you Africans. That's what you call yourself. Come on. Now, are we going to continue to take the church and Christianity and put it back in our children's hands? Jesus began to teach at the age of 12.
Good question.
Why is we sending our children to school still?
I said.
Are we free? Or are we living a lie?
Come on, Mo.
Jesus, seeking to redeem his people in those days from the pressure
Okay.
of the pale-skinned nations of Europe. Rome crucified him according to their law.
Islam.
In modern days, Rome has told you that if you meditate, and they give it to your mother through religion, if you meditate, you are the devil. If you practice Islam, you are the devil. If you put a turban, a fez, you dress moderately, you are oppressed.
That's right.
I'm oppressed. Now I think I'm scaring you.
Islam.
That's what I think. I think I'm scaring you.
Islam.
Because you ain't never seen nobody this young. You ain't never seen no fire. You ain't never seen no Messiah because you tried to shoot them all up in the 60s and you thought you was going to get all the men.
All right.
But you didn't expect that some of our people don't take all your medicine.
All right.
You see what I'm saying? And even when they do take your medicine with spirituality, they might not take it with blood transfusions and other chemicals, etc.
Islam.
Islam. Now we have to understand we got to produce a strong race,
Islam.
not a weak race. Pardon me real quick, just 1 second, right? Because according to the voice of the prophet, he said, if you have what? Race pride and love your race, join the Moorish Science Temple of America and become a part of this divine movement.
Islam.
Period. Period.
That's right, Mo.
You telling me the holy teachings of Jesus was to the common people to redeem them from under the great pressure of the hands of the unjust. Stop looking at Jesus as he was some punk. You see what I'm saying?
Teach that. Teach
He
that.
taught Islam. He taught love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Get the pale face out your eyes. Now, am I saying that Jesus himself went around causing trouble? No. He taught peace.
Islam.
But because most of the people didn't listen to peace, He didn't have to harm anybody with his fist.
Alright.
He rallied the people up.
Islam.
He didn't have to throw no bones and shoot no arrows or pull a
Facts.
sword.
All right.
When he flipped the tables over and crossed out the gold, he wasn't looking to pick it up. He was looking to redeem those same men.
Islam.
This is what we are dealing with. Because there's a redemption and a saving power. Know that when you harm another man, you harm another woman, you do harm to your great God. And that great God can only be found within yourself.
Islam.
Right.
They have classified you as Lucifer, Satan, devil, dragon, and beast.
Yo.
Islam.
And the prophet said, that's our lower self.
Yes, sir.
Prophet said, we also angels.
Islam.
I think you better read that Bible again.
That's right.
All right.
I think it's some powers that we got that we ain't ready to use or we scared to use.
Alright.
Islam.
All right? Islam has saving powers in it. All right?
Islam.
But Islamism is the saving power. Understand that.
Make it plain.
Islam.
Now we are all true and divine prophets. That means you have to study Jesus. You have to learn about him. You must seek out Buddha. And you must adhere to Confucius. But when it comes to Noble Drew Ali and us, we ought to be on our best behavior.
Alright.
Islam?
Islam.
Islam, more. Now, with that being said, I will yield the floor because I will make way for our next speaker, Islam,
Islam.
who I give honors to, Islam.
Islam.
Praise the Lord.
And may I say, all please rise
Islam.
for the calling of the Grand Sheikh of Temple number 5, Sister J. McNair Bey. Islam?
Islam.
Islam is a more.
Islam.
Islam, Sheikh.
Wow, my son got up here today and demos. You may be seated. Wow. Wow, as it says in chapter 2, set their souls on fire with love and
Holy zeal.
That's
Islam.
right. Praise Allah.
Praise Allah, I rise, giving perfect praise to Allah, giving high honors to our prophet, Noble Drew Ali, giving honors to our harbinger, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, giving honors to all true Moors here, there, and everywhere, giving honors to our flag, the red flag with the 520 green star in the center, points representing love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Islam. Giving
Islam.
honors to the American trading banner, Islam. Giving honors to the Garvey banner, Islam. Giving honors to all the grand chiefs and governors and heads of all temples, Islam. Giving honors to our parents, our mothers and fathers,
Islam.
Islam.
both bloodline and ancestral,
Islam.
as we are instructed to do so. Islam, that our days may be long upon the earth land that the Lord thy God, Allah, has given us.
Islam.
First I said, didn't I tell this mom I was coming out of the chapter on Inconstancy? And he got up here and demonstrated chapter 45 and 46. But there are no strange happenings.
Okay.
Islam.
Okay.
Because the name of my demonstration tonight is Inconstancy and how it affects the community. Islam.
Islam.
So what we want to do is get into some but I wanted to go over something as we were in chapter 45 and 46 for Quran class. And we didn't really get past like the first sentence in instruction 2.
Islam.
And this is why. Chapter 45 is the divine origin of the Asiatic nations, Islam.
Islam.
And we read the key of civilization. Now this is instruction 2. The key of civilization was and is in the hands of the Asiatic nations. Now there's a period there because we are supposed to stop.
Stop. That's
Stop
right.
it.
We are supposed to stop right there. Okay? Because the prophet wants you to read that as many times as you have to. You will know when you need to go past that period and continue on.
All right.
But for right now,
Stop.
the key of civilization was and is in the hands of the Asiatic nations. And then what happens is it gives you who those Asiatic nations are. But
Islam.
let's concentrate on the key.
Islam.
Let's concentrate on that key. The key to civilization. Right? And after we get through with key, we're going to go to hands.
All right.
Islam.
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 So now we're talking about keys, right? Now we're going to turn our Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America to page 3. Islam.
Islam.
Now we're going to see what it talks about keys and hands.
Islam.
Islam. So now we're going to go to, I want to say this is maybe the third paragraph. Yeah, we're going to go to the third paragraph. And I'm going to read that very quickly. The lessons of this pamphlet are not for sale, but for the sake of humanity, as I am a prophet and the servant is worthy of his hire. You can receive this pamphlet at expense. The reason these lessons have not been known is because the Muslims of India, Egypt, and Palestine had these secrets and kept them back from the outside world. And when the time appointed by Allah, y'all ready?
Islam.
The key.
They loosened
All right.
these keys and freed the secrets.
Islam.
And for the first time in ages, have these secrets been delivered in the what?
Hands.
The hands of the Muslims of America.
Islam.
And all authority and rights and publishing of this pamphlet in 1927. So now let's go back to the key to civilization.
Islam.
Islam.
So we know this is the key.
Islam.
This is the key to civilization.
Islam.
Our
Islam.
civilization.
That's right.
Islam.
That's right.
This is our key.
That's right.
This is why we are instructed to give the church and Christianity
Back.
back to
Islam.
the European. Because see, we have theirs. We don't need that demo no more.
That's
But don't
what it
throw
says.
away that Bible.
Islam.
Come
It's
on, man.
yours.
Islam.
Don't throw away. The prophet said, don't throw away your.
That's
Islam.
right.
He didn't say the.
That's right.
said
That's right.
your.
Big difference. Big
Islam.
difference.
Islam.
Islam, sis.
But how can we comprehend having the key to civilization when our soul ain't right? How? Right? I want to get into that because again, it's not the mind that's not right. See, we got to learn how to speak.
Islam.
It's not the mind that's not right because the spirit is always going to be right.
Islam.
Because the spirit is higher self.
Islam.
You know, can't be wrong with the higher self.
Islam.
That's right.
It is your soul.
All right.
Your dirty, filthy, rotten, smelly soul.
Come
Ooh.
on. man. Come on.
That's not right. And the only way you're going to get right is if you learn to cure and heal your soul. Where does the soul reside? In the brain. That's why you have to heal your soul because it's not the walls, it's the master of the walls.
Islam.
Because see, the soul is the master of the brain. And that has to get right. All these titles that we allow these European thinkers to put upon us, depressed, bipolar, schizophrenic, and so on. They got so many
ADD,
Asperger's
ADHD.
disease, ADHD. They have these different diseases. But you know why they give us that? Because they don't understand our brains.
That's
Teach.
They want to give it something because they have to, because they're that vain.
right, sis.
They don't want to go to an elder of our community and say, you know what, I need help. One of your people came in my office today and was displaying some of these irrational behavior.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know what to do. Because we know Big Mama,
Big Mama.
Mama D,
Okay.
Nana,
Yeah.
Grandma,
Yeah.
Great Grandma, gonna
Yeah.
know just what to do.
That's right.
Facts.
We don't need, once we get rid of the names that people bestow upon us and stop accepting them and using them, you begin to heal yourself.
Islam.
You begin to heal your soul.
Islam.
But you can't heal your soul with something that someone else put on you that does not belong to you because it does not fit.
Islam.
See, we are used to being called these things. We're used to accepting these things because for a long time, and dig this, it's going to trip y'all out. For a long time, you always say, some of our elders too, white is right.
If you black, get back.
And if you're black, get back.
Facts.
But they wasn't lying about that.
Facts.
Because we know who true white persons are.
Islam.
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 We know what the word white means.
Islam.
And we know what the word black means. And they both work in our favor if you know how to use it.
Islam.
Islam.
Islam,
Islam.
the true black magic, ain't nothing spooky.
Nothing.
Nothing spooky. So we need to get into the term reversal. Get it back to its origin and its originality. Because see, we were so, our people were so giving and so kind. And so welcoming. Right? So we were often mistaken as passive. Because we didn't want to believe that someone wanted to do us harm.
Islam.
So we welcomed these people into our homes and they maimed, killed, and raped our people without a conscience. But we have to remember those people came from us,
That's right.
Islam.
but they were kicked out. Right?
Islam.
So they had to develop an earthly salvation because they couldn't do divine without us.
All right.
Islam.
They couldn't do divine without us, and they know deep inside of themselves, as the sister said earlier, they know who we are. See, what they're doing now is they're seeing us dressed like our ancient forefathers and foremothers.
Islam.
Islam.
They're seeing our heads wrapped up, keeping our covenant with Allah.
Islam.
And it's scaring them. They're shaking, they're trembling. It's all coming back again. Our prophet told us and he showed us the key of civilization was and is in the hands of the Asiatic nation. He didn't say it was and it might be later on. No, he said it was and it is.
Islam.
Islam.
But let's get back to the fact to why you can't think though. Let's get back to that. I posted something probably on Wednesday, I believe it was. And it was on inconstancy. See, inconstancy is literally another word for mental illness.
All right.
Because with inconstancy is you constantly changing your mind and doing things that you know not why.
Islam.
That's inconstancy. And there are two other words that go with that word. And I'm just going to read briefly those words. And the words are inconstant, number one. The next word is cogent. And the last word, adversary.
Mm.
Wow. So that's what we're going to start with. We're going to start with inconstant. Likely to change frequently without apparent, so you don't know, without apparent or cogent reason, right? So that's the first. The next one, cogent. A appealing forcibly to the mind or reason. Forcibly. So you're actually trying to get your mind to do something. Right? Pertinent, relevant, trying to make it relevant. I gotta do this because of that. I have to. So you're playing a mind game. You're playing a brain game in your head of why this is the right thing to do. But you're going back and forth. You're inconstant about it.
It's not.
You're going back and forth and you don't know why. But you know deep inside of yourself there is something sure that has to happen with what you're thinking. Having power to compel. That's the one. Having power to compel. What is compelling? What is compelling about being inconstant? Those are the three. Oh no, I gotta read adversary because that one was good. I gotta read that one because that's the one that threw me back. One that contends with, opposes, or resists. An enemy or opponent.
Listen.
An enemy or opponent to your own self.
Lois.
To your own self. You done went so back and forth within yourself that you don't know what's going on.
Come on now.
You don't know if you coming or going.
Come
You don't even know what coming or going means at this point.
All right.
You are just in a cycle of chaos because you are now unable to think. You are unable to think. Now, instruction 1 of chapter 41. Islam. Nature urgeth thee to inconstancy, O man. Therefore, guard thyself at all times against it. It's letting you know. Nature urges thee. This is something that's gonna happen. You're gonna toss and turn about a decision, but behold, do not confuse this with the wise man doubting often and changing his mind.
Islam.
Don't confuse that with that,
All
okay?
right.
Because I've actually ran into some Moors that tried to use that.
Always.
But we know
Lord,
better
so.
in here. You will not confuse that.
Islam.
And it's letting you know where this inconstancy comes from. Now listen to this. Thou art from the womb of thy mother, various and wavering, from the loins of thy father, inherited thou instability. How then shall you be firm? It's letting you know, you got some characteristic problems. You got some character woes.
That's right.
You've inherited your mother's bad temper. Or you inherited your father's constantly want to fight. Or they're even saying that we inherit mental illness. Now they're saying this is how they're killing us.